A typical convent school. But what is happening here? I mean, surely all these girls haven't arrived with a note from their mother excusing them from swimming at the same time.
I mean, they can't possibly be sending off their nominations for the Daily Star None of the Year award already.
No, it's a vote of no confidence in the Mother Superior's new hat.
Good evening. Tonight we're looking at our school days, the happiest days of our lives.
That certainly gave me the happiest days of my life. The Friday I left and the Monday after when I didn't have to go back.
A time when we assimilate life's essential facts.
And you know something else? More fertilizer comes from Tennessee than any other place in the world.
A time when our characters are moulded by our elders and betters.
There will be no smoking, no drinking, no swearing, and no screwing around, understood?
Yes.
Yes, Miss Von Blow.
So, education, what's it all about? Well, the kids, of course. Here they are, two fertile minds in two immature bodies. And not, we trust, the other way round.
Their parents face an important decision, private or state schooling.
I mean, if you're rich and you want your child to grow up like, say, Jamie Blandford, you could opt for the public school. It's breakfast time and pâté de foie gras all round. Cutlery is, of course, optional, as is putting the food in your mouth. Actually, that wasn't, in fact, a real school. That was Gordonston.
And how does it differ from your local comprehensive? Not a lot, obviously. I just hope he's not a vegetarian.
The first lesson your child will learn is that school can be a tough and uncompromising place.
I say you're out.
And I said it was a bum ball.
It wasn't.
It was a bum ball.
Do you mean to say I'm cheating?
All I'm saying is he wasn't out.
Go on, Alec, go on.
Now then, you two.
Craps, just in the nick of time. Another couple of minutes and a fight might have broken out.
Principally, you send your child to school to get a firm grasp of the basics.
In this classroom, they're mastering the difficult art of changing a big whale shape into a little thin wiggly line.
And in school, your child will have to learn to mix. As Jean-Paul Sartre said, hell is other people.
And sheer hell is other people's children. What about this studious young fellow? So keen a scholar that he's doing someone else's homework as well as his own. Hardly surprising that even his own mother can't stand him.
I wish my parents had given me that sort of help with my homework. And of course, there's always an adorable little chap like this, isn't there?
I want long trousers like any other boy.
No wonder they'll never get rid of bullying.
And of course, there's the born leader.
And remember, when he says sit down, we keep standing.
Fascinating glimpse of Arthur Scargill, aged 8.
And the person who has to cope with the multifarious assemblage of infancy is the teacher. That dedicated individual who spends hour after hour, day after day, month after month, steadfastly negotiating his new pay deal.
No, it's a tough life as a teacher, every day shaping the destiny of your pupils, every day facing up to your own shortcomings. As the headmaster of Westminster put it,
Wish I'd been born with more brains. Wish to God I'd been born with more brains.
I expect his pupils do as well, in fact.
Now, of course, teachers fall into two clearly defined categories. Good teachers and PE teachers. You see, clearly this is not going to work if he hasn't even remembered to bring the ball.
It's the ball!
Yeah. It makes it a complete waste of time.
He has actually left the profession, I
Yes,
believe.
that's right. Yes, I think he's coaching Chelsea now, isn't he?
But a good teacher knows there's absolutely no substitute for sheer hard work.
Goodbye, you're free! You're free! I'm free! I'm free! I'm made! I'm free!
Yeah, and you should see him when it's a double free period.
But I'm afraid teachers like that are few and far between. Most are just, as Matthew Arnold put it, bastards.
Last line, sir. I think we'd better teach the good Gibson not to tell lies. Which in this case means you are out of the school play.
But every now and again, you will come across a teacher who is prepared to make any sacrifice for his pupils.
Anyone met the Newhouse Judy yet? Yes, I have. Doesn't seem a bad sort of bloke. Had his leg shot off.
Oh, no, that is real dedication, isn't it?
Good old Stumpy, what a character.
Yes! Yes, this'll entertain the boys. I'll blow me leg off. But years of observation give the experienced teacher a unique insight into what a child is really like.
Well, it's not a very serious offence, is it?
Going out with a girl.
Well, after all, it's only natural, isn't it? God knows how they're cooped up here for nearly 9 months in the year and never speak to one. Boys aren't made of wood, you know.
I know more about boys than you do, Lorraine.
Here, here, Lorraine. Yes. No, they're not made of wood, so stop covering them in linseed oil and using them for batting practice.
And there's nothing more valuable in the classroom than a good relationship with your pupils.
Is everybody happy? Yeah! This happy? No! This happy? No! This happy? Yeah!
And if Jimmy Tarbuck had stuck to teaching, we'd all be that happy too.
Most teachers still prefer the old question and answer method.
What is the capital of Canada? Yes, boy.
The capital of Canada is C.
Many still favour the traditional 3 R's.
Now you try.
Or in that case, the traditional 33 R's.
Teaching methods have to keep pace with the speed and efficiency of life today.
And now I will dispose of Tolstoy and his works in a few brief words.
Tolstoy in a few brief words?
Big bloke, wrote books, boring.
That'll do, yeah. The golden rule above all else, and I know this does sound very strange, is never, ever become a teacher if your name is Mildred Johnson.
Good morning, children. I'm Mildred Johnson, your new teacher.
We don't know why, it just never works somehow.
But the whole well-oiled machine that represents the modern school would grind to a halt in seconds but for one thing: discipline.
What dormitory are you in? In B. Why? Don't why me. I'm Gregory, your dormitory prefect. And take your hand out of your pocket. Only the 6th formers or members of the first 11 or first 15 are allowed to put their hands in their pockets.
And only the masters and the school captain are allowed to put their hands in other people's pockets.
School rules, they may seem petty and unfair, but without them, total anarchy would be the order of the day.
Just look at this. Young 4th formers openly sniffing books in assembly.
Outrageous displays of juggling in the dinner hour, whatever next.
Look at this. Disgraceful outbreaks of faking death in order to skip triple Latin.
Abandoned larking about in the school urinals.
And what a terrible effect it all has on the little ones. Look at this, pouncing around like Italian lifeguards when they should be having their afternoon nap.
So, what is the answer?
I intend to establish a spirit of trustful happiness and unmurmuring content in my school, if I have to flog every boy in it.
Yes, Rhodes Boyson. As we all know, he went on to flog every boy in his school, in line with the government's privatisation policy.
Here, I'm going to give you the biggest thrashing of your life.
You leave me alone.
Corporal punishment should always be administered with proper dignity, solemnity, and formality.
You bastard!
But not necessarily with absolute accuracy. These days, the fabric of school life is threatened by more than a lack of discipline. It's threatened by a lack of funds. Look at this. An art class in an ordinary Telford sixth form college, struggling on without canvases, without easels, and for heaven's sake, without any clothes. It's hardly surprising the teacher feels a right tit.
It was a left-titted, actually.
Oh, sorry.
And the terrifying consequence of the squeeze on education is the ever-worsening teacher-pupil ratio.
A situation most keenly felt in the north. Here, Mr. Miller takes Yorkshire for PE. Whilst in the background, Humberside patiently waits its turn. Yes, well, that's break. You've got 3 minutes to watch the advertisements, and then I want you straight back here.
I pace the floor and I stop and stare. I make a cup of coffee, start pulling out my hair. I drink 40 cups of coffee. 40 cups of coffee. 40 cups of coffee. Waiting for you to come home. Quarter to 12 and you're still not in. The way you run around is a doggone sin. I drank 40 cups of coffee, but I'm glad you finally came home.
Keep it original. Lions original.
For beautiful hair, enhanced with body and shine, you need a conditioner that responds to your individual needs. Silkion's self-adjusting conditioner acts only where needed. What's not needed rinses clean away. Silkion's conditioner and shampoo. For beautiful hair, turn to Silkion's.
Holland. Oh, that's new. Oh, no, I can't guess. Give me a clue, Eddie.
What is Holland, you stupid girl? Where the windmills come from.
Yet more evidence that teaching standards are dropping everywhere.
Yes, hence the proliferation of more specialised schools. At the National Sporting Academy, Graham Dilly's cricketing potential was spotted early on, principally as a fielder. But in the field of specialised education, surely these youngsters are the luckiest. Because they're all pupils at the Putnam School for Television Commercial Kids. There's the Bistow kids, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, there's the Milky Bar kid. Yeah. With a fag on.
With a fag on, yeah.
But not every child has the charm to flog Ovaltine to the masses.
Are you Eugene?
Get stuffed.
Oh,
Still, could have been worse. Could have been Mother Superior.
But if the child is that rebellious at such a tender age, by the time he's a teenager, he could be a positive menace to society.
Oh, hello, Father. I was just practicing the bunny hug. The what? The bunny hug. Well, it's a cross between the turkey trot and the kangaroo hop.
Mind you, I know how he feels, actually. When I was his age, I tried to cross body popping with the foxtrot and got a fox pop. And a hernia. No.
Teenage years are a worrying time, especially for parents. Not every mother is as lucky as this one.
Of course, they all laughed when I entered Eddie for the college, including his father, but they laughed on the other side of their faces when he got through, and with a free place.
You've only got to look at him to see he's got brains.
His headmaster told me he's got exceptional powers of concentration.
Well, look at him, haven't you? The pure light of intelligence really shining out of that little face.
But this young man has definitely got a few problems.
Put it down, Barry. Churchill! Churchill! Get in here! Barry, stop it! Come on, Barry, give up!
Yes, he's in very serious trouble. Anyone can see he's lifting his head on the backswing. And, yes, teenagers, young, discontented, rebels without a thing to wear.
Hello, Gloria. Gad, what a day I've had. I went to the dress shop this morning to order a new evening dress for the dance. You're going to wear an evening dress to the dance? Strapless. Blue. Strapless. Blue? A friend of yours told me it was his favorite color. Well, so long. Gosh, if she's going to get one, I'm going to get one too.
I think you ought to have one.
Why don't you give her one, then? Really?
But seriously, the onset of sexual awakening is a time of turmoil.
Of course, and as with everything else, love is a learning process.
May I?
Look.
Looking real foxy tonight.
Well, that's the first lesson over. Next week, we'll discuss the question of lips and going with your tongue.
What a horrible thought, going Mel Smith. How on earth can the teenager be expected to concentrate on schoolwork when love is just around the corner?
Yeah, well, if you've got a date,
I'll see you around, Dave.
Oh, dear. Oh, no, I hope she's not going to do something desperate. Oh, Christ, yes! Now, this really is desperate.
Yes, well, all I can say is you were well out of that one, Dave.
No, you just can't get away from it. As a young person, your life between the ages of 12 and 17 is totally dominated by one thing, your hairstyle.
Jill, you look great. Puts a couple of years on you. Do you think so? Your own mother wouldn't know you.
Only surprisingly older than she does.
But it's amazing how quickly they grow up, isn't it?
I don't think there's much point in going on with extra history, sir.
What on earth do you mean?
I'm going to leave.
Leave? Leave where?
Leave Saintbury.
But why?
Because he's 29 next week, that's why.
Everywhere we looked, we found further evidence that schools are overrun by 35-year-old teenagers.
You're late, young ladies.
She's about 15 years late, by the look of things.
Yeah. The time is bound to come when you have to leave school, but not before you've had that cosy little chat with your careers advice officer.
Well, my boy, I interest you to know that I have arrived at a very important decision concerning your career. You are going to work.
Well, there we are, fair enough. You're going to work, make a little money, retire, and then you're going to die. I wish I'd been given that advice when I was at school.
So, what career do you choose? Some people know from an early age what their vocation is, and they triumph over the most difficult circumstances to make something of themselves.
Excuse me, but did I hear you say Edith Martin?
Yes.
Edith Margaret Chetwood Martin?
Yes.
The Martins spelt with a Y?
Yes. Who are you?
Jonathan Dacres.
Jonathan Dacres. So you did become a doctor?
Yes.
Yes. That man managed to become a doctor, even though he was absolutely crippled by smugness.
But no, it's no joke becoming a doctor. It's a very, very hard life at medical school. It requires 7 long years of running up and down corridors drunk out of your head, interspersed with the odd little exam. Come on, Hopkins, you're supposed to be revising. Get back in your room and work.
But to get higher education, you do need qualifications.
Except for polytechnics, of course, where all you need is a Def Leppard T-shirt.
And if you can't get into a polytechnic, then there's always catering college.
The purpose of our demonstration today is to show you the actual preparation of one of the meals which was prepared in a modern-day cave. One new meal consisted of the following food: canned chicken, peas, Irish potatoes, tomato juice.
Well, that's her sorted out. I wonder what the other one's having.
Here's a trainee waiter. Nothing like silver service, is there? And there's a job for him at the Angus Steakhouse anytime he wants it.
And if you can't get into catering college, there's always finishing school, where no doubt you'll learn life's vital skills.
B-U-T-ful attitudinize. 1, 2, 3, 4, attitudinize. Grace is power, attitudinize. 1, 2, 3, 4, attitudinize.
Yes, they are. So next time you see a Sloane Ranger doing this sort of business, you know, down the King's Road, you'll know she's attitudinising and not just completely plastered.
Once you've mastered attitudinising, you can move on to something a little more challenging.
Madeline Kelly, please tell us how many cards one leaves when one makes a call and finds no one at home.
Well, it's 2 cards,
yeah,
isn't it?
2 cards.
The first one says, we called to fix your phone, but you were out. And the second one says, if you want another appointment, give us a ring.
That's right. And if you still don't feel educated enough after that lot, you can always take evening classes in, well, for example, huge pizza making to diploma standards.
Or how about a course in the art of dry land backstroke? With expert supervision from up to 5 qualified instructors.
But can anything match the satisfaction of mastering a really worthwhile skill?
Digging's simple enough if you don't try and lift the whole allotment in one spadeful. Cut off just as much as your spade will lift. Drive the spade in with your foot. Then, over it goes just where you want it. And for goodness sake, keep your spade clean. Follow these tips and choose your company, and you'll find that digging can be good fun.
You're quite right, mate. The number of times my afternoon's digging has been ruined by a weak choice of partner, I just can't tell you.
For those of you who really love the outdoor life, why not choose the services where education never stops? The Territorial Army, for example, can teach a young man discipline and self-respect. The perfect training if you want to join the crack Royal Light Hamsters.
Even a Royal Marine can suddenly find himself back in the classroom.
A device under the ship here sends a series of sound impulses out through the water, like this.
60% of those chaps went on to become skilled radar operators. And the other 40% are now playing triangle in the Marine Band.
I think that's about time to say goodnight. And what's your opinion on this?
Yes, I'd agree with that. Yes, it is time to say goodnight.
Good, fine. Good night.